There's been some really interesting things going on in the crypto community, and unfortunately this time it is not another major bankruptcy. It is deaths in the crypto community of millionaires and billionaires in this industry. Now, I'm going to just show you some of the facts and details about some of the previous murders and also some of the really recent murders, because there's been more than 3 over the past few months, and it's quite alarming the rate that these are starting to occur at. And then you can potentially make your own decision. Realize I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I think it's pretty important to understand what is going on if you're involved in industry. So there's been 5 high-profile deaths in the crypto industry since 2018. So 2 in 2018 and 3 over the last few months, like I was mentioning. One of the first ones that I want to bring to your attention is Gerald Cotten. So he's a 30-year-old. He died on December 9th of 2018 on his honeymoon in India. Now, if you've been a part of the crypto community and industry, you've probably heard of this one because he ran a really large exchange. And he had over 100,000 clients, and now there's $169 million missing. And people are wondering, where is that $169 million? And why did he just die randomly on a trip over, in India? That was potentially supposed to be his honeymoon in India, but he obviously did not make it back from his honeymoon. And there's still a lot of unanswered questions, and no one really knows where that $169 million is. Also, there was a Netflix documentary that you can watch about his death and just the overall story to kind of hear more details about what exactly happened leading up to that situation in India. But it seems like no one truly knows, but it is a very suspicious death, as it wasn't something that was, ultra tragic and documented. Like, he jumped out of a hot air balloon and they found his body because the parachute didn't work. It's a very unknown event on why he actually died. Second case is a guy named Matthew Mellon. He died of a heart attack. Now, he was going into a drug rehabilitation center in Mexico. So that is to be said for sure. Maybe he had heart complications because of the drugs that he was using. Who knows what drugs he was using? That's something that you can go look into. But he did have a portfolio value in XRP of close to $1 billion at its all-time high in 2017, which was then just worth around $200 million right before his death. And no one has access to those funds. So those funds are pretty much just lost, and no one has the private keys. So people are quite confused on why he exactly died, but it, to be determined pretty much. But likely it is either the drugs or more deeper conspiracy that you can look into. Okay, I want to go over some of the recent murders because this is really the thing I want to, and I won't even say, hey, they're murders, they're deaths, but they definitely look a little weird, which this is the big one. Nikolai Mushegain. Now, don't quote me on that because I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but Nikolai was the co-founder of MakerDAO. He's only 29 years old, living in Puerto Rico. And he claimed in a recent tweet, which I'm not even going to read the screenshot. I'll just show you his actual Twitter. So this is his Twitter. He's got a pretty interesting Twitter. I don't know why. Maybe he just likes the sun a lot. You would think that he would be a little bit more tan than he is. But hey, well, I feel like I'm getting tan just from being on his profile right now. This was his last tweet on October 28th. CIA and Mossad and the pedo elite are running some kind of sex trafficking, entrapment, blackmail ring out of Puerto Rico and Caribbean islands. They are going to frame me with a laptop planted by my ex-girlfriend who was a spy. They will torture me to death. And then not too long after, he ends up passing away by drowning in the ocean, and he was fully clothed and had his wallet in his back pocket. So I think it is kind of interesting. If he was going to murder himself, you would think that he would not jump into an ocean with his wallet in his pocket and fully clothed. You think he'd be doing a little bit something else. But there's a video or an article on Yahoo that's saying, hey, there's no evidence of foul play, even though in this article they do mention that his death, he did have a head wound. So first of all, he apparently did have a mental illness, and he apparently was manic. So that is also saying something. Who knows if that was the cause of it? If he went into the ocean when the rip tides were really strong, who knows exactly what was happening. Now, they did find a small laceration to his skull, but who knows if that laceration was before he actually went into the ocean, or if it was when he actually drowned and maybe hit a rock at the bottom of the ocean. Who knows exactly what happened. Right now, they're saying that it is a suicide, as there's no evidence of quote unquote foul play. But a lot of people think it is very suspicious that right after he tweets pretty much the most risky thing he's probably ever tweeted, that he ends up dying and passing away. So rest in peace to Nikolai. Hope that was not a murder, but I'll leave that up to you. Another case, we have a gentleman that was a co-founder of Amber Group, which is a crypto platform valued at $3 billion. Okay. He was named in Forbes' prestigious 30 under 30 list in 2019, and he died unexpectedly in his sleep on November 23rd, just a few weeks before the death of Nikolai. So causes of his death are still unknown and have yet to be released. So we pretty much don't have any detail on why he passed away. And this was another Russian billionaire that was involved in a trading platform called Libertex, which also he also had another company called Forex Club. So it's just a general trading platform that also participated in cryptocurrencies. But him and his pilot apparently died in a helicopter crash when there was no, conditions that really warranted a crash. And another passenger that was going to hop on that helicopter canceled the flight very last minute before the flight actually took off. So a lot of people are claiming that is a very suspect death as well, because he was heavily tied in apparently with the Russian Foreign Intelligence Service, and also was a billionaire because of his platform. Now, there's quite a few other strange deaths of Russian businessmen, and I'm not going to go into that because they don't all have to do with cryptocurrency, but really curious to hear your thoughts on these recent deaths. Do you think that this is a true conspiracy that potentially the elitists, which whatever you want to name them, CIA, central banking cartel, whoever the heck, the pedo elite, whatever, do you think that this is actually a systematic destruction of important key players in this industry, or do you think that this is all just a mistake and these are just really unfortunate deaths? Really curious to hear your opinion. I really don't know because I don't know all the facts, but I do think it is a little bit alarming to start to see these guys dropping like flies. Let me know in the comment section below what you think. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on this next video.